Okay, so I'm back about 50 days, 1 million days later, because I reformatted my computer. Very fun stuff when you got to do that. So I'm back to XP. Now, I know you're probably laughing. Huh, you stupid ass, you shouldn't have used Vista. Well, Vista's fine. Vista's fine on my other computers, but for some reason it's just not working very well on this one. So enough drama before I start playing some slow violin music. We're going to get on with this door. This will be the third time I try to record it, so hopefully this will work. Alright, so what we're going to do is we want to make this door open for animation purposes, for, if we want to close the doors to the other rooms we don't have to model in, well, we'll have good doors. So if you're going to model it, model it. So I'm going to do it. So to make this open, it needs hinges. And not so detailed hinges that we're going to put every little screw in it, but enough that if the camera happens to be facing it, when we render, you'll see the detail there, which will sell the realism. So we're going to do that. So in my top view, I'm going to create a cylinder. Alright, I'm going to go back over here. And yeah, we want the door to be opening, the doorknob's here, so it's going to swing this way, so the hinges are on the right spot. Let's say we want the radius to be 0.25. No, we don't. So we want the radius 0.2. That's what we want. And we want the height to be about 4 inches. Okay. Let's make that 3.5. Alright, 3.5 inches. Height segments is fine, and the sides we're going to make 10. Alright. Something just like that. Yeah, I'm definitely good with that. Okay, so with that done, what I want to do now is right-click it and convert it to an editable poly. And I'm going to take the top parts here. And you notice the color is brown. That's because I reformatted my computer, you see. And I reformatted my computer, so everything I make now is going to show up a different color. But now it won't. Okay, so what I'm going to do is have those all selected by control selecting them, just like so. And I'm going to go up, to Edit Geometry, Detach. And I want to call this D underscore top hinge. Does hinge got a D in it? Who cares? It's not an English class, is it? I didn't think so. So we got the door of the top hinge, and we'll just name this to D underscore bottom hinge. Bottom hinge. Alright, so we got that. Good deal. Now, what I'm going to do is select all of these edges in here. I'm going to do a connect, and I'm going to do 2 of them, and I'm going to do a pinch of about 90 and hit OK. Now what we're going to do is take the border and click the bottoms like that, and then kind of scale them in a little bit, just like that. Good. I'm going back to polygon mode, and the reason being is if I hit F4 and you see that, it's kind of like the shading is all running together. That's good. It doesn't matter, but I want to fix the shading on it. So what I'm going to do is, actually, let's go to a front view like this, and I'm just going to select with control. I'm going to select just this stuff right here. Just minute detail that really doesn't matter. We're going to give it different smoothing group. We're going to uncheck the 4 on it, and we're going to give it 1 like that. So that way, if we check out the smoothing from a distance, it looks like a nice metal part. Low poly, we don't have to really get too crazy with the detail, so like I said, we're not doing something, for a very close-up shot. So now what I want to do is select in between here like this, just like that. Good deal. And I want to do an extrude. But I want to do an extrude of not 1,000 million. I want to do extrude of about 1.5. That's 1.5 inches. And then I'll select those, do a connect, right click the segments, and default's fine. Just one segment, 0, 0. Hit OK. Then what I'm going to do, you see, is select these two right here, and I'm going to bridge them. And I'm going to select this, and I'm going to bridge that. And now we have one piece. Feel free to chamfer the edges if you want to, but I'm not going to. Some things I will chamfer, don't freak out on me. Alright? Don't you freak out on me. Alright, so let's do the same thing as this. Select these in here, like so. And extrude that 1.5. And hit OK. And actually, let's kind of, with angle snap on, let's get this out of the way so we can see what the hell we're doing. What the heck we're doing. For all you 5-year-olds that are sitting here doing Archie modeling, I gotta watch my mouth. Connect. Default is fine. Yeah, I think that will be fine, I think, right? What do you think? I know that I want to, I'm trying to look at the hinges on my doors. I don't really go modeling hinges often. But, you know, when I do, this is, you know, what I do. Do I really want to do this? Yeah, why not? Let's extrude this as well, but not so darn much. Let's go to a side view so we can actually line it up with the other hinge. Right about there. 0.665 looks like we'll do it. Okay. And everybody's going, okay, what in the hell? That looks like a terrible hinge. Well, I know it does. Just give me a minute. Alright, let's put that back to its default. -50 is what it was. And I'm going to take these vertices, like so, and slide them this way, like that. Just like that. There we go. A decent hinge. Now you can chamfer these edges if you want to. Don't hit Windows key by accident. Like you can come in here like this, select this, Control S to save before I hit chamfer because it's been known to mess up sometimes. And the chamfer amount, you know, you can add a couple in here, just make it round like that. That is if you were trying to get detailed. I'm not, remember, but I'm sitting here doing it anyway. I don't know what the heck's wrong with me. Stop it. Alright. Oh gosh, might as well do this side then. See what you guys do to me. You're freaking me out. Alright. Was it 3, 1, 2, something like that? Chamfer. Okay. Yeah, now we got some hinges. One thing that we need to be aware of is penetration. If I go like this, then they're going to be penetrating together, and that's not going to be good. But then again, it's going to be closed, and we're not going to see it. It'd be good if we offset it a little bit, but let's leave it be. I'm down with leaving it be. You down with leaving it be? I don't know if you're down with leaving it be. Let me try it. I'm just thinking for purposes. Slide this over somewhat like that. See, then it does that. No one's going to see it. Screw it. We're going to have penetration. If you want to make this perfect, then you go right ahead. But I don't want to waste too much time on a hinge that I wasn't even going to do in the first place. Alright, so let's open this 180 like that. This is actually going to be on the inside, and this is going to be on the outside. And there's also this little spherical looking part at the top. Let's bevel this one. Okay, let's bevel this up a little sphericalness. Apply a couple times, like that. Yeah, now we're working. Alright. Oops. I swear. Don't you love it when you're trying to select something in front of something but it won't let you? Alright. Select all of these polygons. And let's take off these smoothing groups and just give a smoothing group of 1. There. And now it's pretty, and it looks like a hinge of some kind. Kinda. Alright, let's select those hinges, and in our top view, let's turn it around 90 degrees this way, and let's get it in position. We actually want this bar part to penetrate the door some, and we want it to be about halfway, like that. That'll work. Just like that. Yeah. Is that it? No. Yeah, that's no. Let's turn this back. 180. There we go. Just like that. That's what we want. Make sure that's still fine. Okay, and now with this part selected, we'll turn it around to 182. Or 180 also. And I know there's penetration there, but trust me, you will never, never, never see it. You want to know why? Because the door is going to be against it. So with the door selected, and you'll notice that I've already done the pivot. That's because I've done this video already 3 times. Alright, so I'm going to select the door and go over here, and I'm going to bring it, I don't know, let's see, kind of close to the edge, but not really. Yeah, that looks good, right about there. Kind of eyeball it, just a little bit before the frame's done. And then what we want to do is adjust our pivot point of the door to the center point of this hinge, like so. Okay, somewhere right in there. Doesn't have to be exactly perfect, but close enough to make sure that it opens from right around there. So that way when we open the door, it will come out from the hinge part. And we'll also have to adjust our door stopper thing. Okay, because it's got a big gap, so we'll just bring it up right about there to the door. Kind of close it. There we go. Now that'll work. Beautiful. Alright, so how do we get the hinge to actually open? How do we get the bottom hinge to open with the door? Well, that's easy. First of all, let's get it off the floor because that's just insane. And let's select the whole darn thing, will you? Okay. Let's bring it up, I'd say about this much. Yeah, somewhere around there. That'll do. Close to the bottom, not exactly. Good. How do we get the door to open with the hinge? Well, that's easy. It's called parenting. We'll take the bottom hinge, alright? Take the bottom hinge and we'll link it to the door. Now, there's a couple ways we can do this. If you installed the outliner and you hit H and you've set it up to be your little hotkey thing, you can take the bottom hinge, middle mouse click it, bring it to the door, and now you have a parent. So now when I select the door, and I rotate it, you'll notice that that hinge comes along with it. It opens right with it. Beautifully, actually. Okay, now you also see that my door stops, and stops where it's supposed to. Isn't that awesome? That's because I recorded this already. But I will show you how to do it here in 1 second. Just chill out. If you don't have the outliner and you didn't install the outliner, well, it's just as easy to do it without it. What you can do is select the bottom hinge, select this select and link button, select your bottom hinge, hold it down after you select it, you'll get this little thing, drag it to the door, and now you're parented. Okay? Okay, same thing. I just like the outliner because I'm used to using it. Alright, so what we'll do now is let me select my hinge again. Alright, I'm going to select my hinge and move tool, and I'm going to shift drag a copy up to the top like so. That way we have 2. Regular door on the inside, that'll work. So now we can open it and the hinges go with it. One problem, the hinge is bigger than the door frame. That figures. So let's delete this. Let's close the darn door. Close. And let's go to the top view here. And let's select the hinge. Alright, select these. And we'll just bring them in a little bit, like so. Just like that. Make sure you select the under part too. And bring it to match it. There. Now when it opens, it will be fine. Okay, good. Let me select the hinge again and shift drag up another pair. There we go. Let me open it to make sure everything's working right. And now the hinge is definitely working to our advantage. Alright, great. Okay, how did I get it to shut and stuff automatically? Well, I'm going to leave mine alone, but what I'll do is make another box, and this way what you can do is follow along with the door that's actually in the frame while I show you what I did. Alright, so let's say we have our door here, right? So we got our door, it's perfect. What we need to make sure on mine really quick is that I adjust the pivot point to it. Alright, so I'll get a pivot point in place. There we go. You've already done this on the door. So what would I do to make this stop? Okay, well if you see I get out the rotate tool, it goes all the way around, all freaky. What we want to do is limit the amount of rotation. How do we do that? Very easy. Go up to this little tire, it's called the motion tab, and we're going to find our rotation. How do we know which rotation? Well, look down here and rotate it. You'll see that everything's moving in the Z, so that's what we do. So we click the Z rotation and go up here to this question mark, assign controller, and we find a float limit. Click OK. That will bring up this cute little happy float limit controller box. And you'll see that it's still working. Well, why did it not do anything? That's because we didn't tell it where to limit itself. If I were to right-click this and right-click that, you'll notice that it ain't moving. It is not going anywhere. That's because I've limited the rotation to 0. If I wanted this to open 180 degrees, there you go. Positive. If I wanted negative, say we want it to negatively open, say negative 20. Let's do this. Say we wanted to open 120 degrees and we want it to come back negative 120 degrees. Then we got like this door for restaurants. Boom, 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 knocking people food on the floor, picking it up, still giving it to them. I do not condone picking food off the floor and serving it to your guests. Alright, so, or I do condone it. I'm going to get people in trouble. Alright, so that's how we do it. So I want this to open 170 degrees or something like that. And 0 there. So that way it always closes where it started and will only go up and so far. Alright? Stops at 170, but this still goes. Doesn't matter. And that's how I did it. Try some numbers. I don't know what numbers you have here. Let's see what I have here on my limit controller. Let's see, what's it doing here? Properties, float limit. That's what I put. 370 and 270 for mine. I don't know why, but put some numbers in there and make it work. Like I said, this is the third time I've recorded, so I've kind of out of patience with it, especially on something I just wanted to do for fun. It turned out to be a really hardcore problem. In the next video, I want to put the doorknob in, maybe fix this trim. It's looking a little small, and that way we can get all our doors in and start working on some funner things. Hopefully this will render, and I'll see you in the next vid where we do what we got to do to finish it. All right, take care.